Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Rudy Banks, the host of the Entrepreneur Journey. This is my channel, and I'm here really to help you guys increase your skills online, to help you in your business. All about helping fellow entrepreneurs increase their business skill sets, motivate. And you might know my story. I left corporate America after 14 years. I started an offline business in construction and contracting, but I also love the online marketing space, and it allows me to use my computer skills. I'm an engineer by degree, practicing engineering, and I love the digital side of things, web design. I'm a musician, so I love technology. I love all of this stuff, and I wanted to give you a tip today to help you, improve your YouTube channel. And one of it is about your graphics. And if you don't have a good thumbnail that's going to catch somebody's attention, there might be 10 videos and somebody's looking at those thumbnails, and if you stand out, look a little more professional or just different than the norm, and then they decide to look at your title and there's something of interest, they're going to click on that and watch your video, and then it's up to you to perform after that. And there's another hidden component, which is your tags, so you can even come up in the search. So there's three major components there. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to use Canva, I'm going to show you with Photoshop, and then I'll show you with TubeBuddy, how to make some decent thumbnails for your videos. So let's take it away. So when I first started my channel, I would go into Canva, and basically you would go to canva.com, and it's free to join Canva, and you can see there's YouTube channel art. That's the banner at the top of your channel, and then there's YouTube thumb, and as you can see it's formatted 1280 by 720, and I'm just going to show you some old ones I had. Alright, so when I first got started, I would just find a nice picture, and then I would just do a little filter on it, and I could play around with that a little bit, make it dark, pop, make it pop, all those different things. And one key thing to your thumbnail is you don't want to have so much text that it doesn't read well. If there's too much text on the screen, then people, it's just busy and messy, they're going to overlook it. Another thing I started doing was, trying to add some branding. So I would put, a picture of myself, had like a little bit of an outline around that. That's a chalk outline. I'll show you how to do that in Photoshop. And then to make your text pop, I actually have two layers of text. So what I did was I made it in black, then I made some red, and then you can just use my arrow key to get everything aligned. So it almost gives it like a fake shadow effect. So when it comes to like serious graphics and editing stuff in here is not as advanced as like a Photoshop or some other paint editing program. So that's how I would do it, and then I would download it as a PNG file, and then I would go over to YouTube, and then I would upload my thumbnail. Here's some other old ones that I did. So I have, then to stand out, people started using the red border around it. Sometimes, depending on the type of, colors and stuff inside, I might, if it's more pinks and purples, I would change the colors so the colors, don't clash too much. So you just kind of keep finding your style, but that's where I started. I graduated and I started using TubeBuddy within my videos. So I'm just going to grab one of my videos. And if you haven't joined and subscribe to my channel, please do so, because I work very hard to bring you great content. So as you can see, this one, I was playing some guitar, and I just had a picture of Indy.Irie, and it was very, bright white. So I just, I went with the purple and made the text match. So just kind of, everything's kind of cohesive. Here you can kind of see that it's very basic. So this was a video I did on one of my mowers when I first got this mower. And if I edit it, if you download the TubeBuddy plugin, and TubeBuddy is a godsend for me because it helps me with You know, making sure my titles are searchable, make sure I can rank my videos. But you can also create thumbnails. So if you go to create thumbnail, you can go and you can pick a still frame in your video. So you find a spot where ultimately you want something to kind of tell what the video is going to be about, or you want it to at least, you know, spark some type of emotion. So so it looks like so right there it looks like I could be happy or I could be a little bit sad. So I can say, okay, I'm gonna set that. Then I'm gonna go to the next. And then TubeBuddy, you can edit it right here. So what I would do is text, you know, bad decision, I think. And I can add that. And as you can see, it's too big, right? So grab that, shrink it down, and that's a lot of text. So what I could do, edit that, put it in the center, and ultimately you're trying to make stuff fit without taking away from. You don't want it too small. So something like this, I probably would just delete that. Matter of fact, I can say I messed up. I've noticed that in YouTube videos, or people use the word scam, they might say hoax, or, you know, does it work, success, anything that creates curiosity or kind of coincides with a person's natural tendencies or beliefs. So people sometimes want to see people make mistakes or see failure, because then that makes them feel like they're not the only one who's screwing up. Or so right there, you know, it's hard to see, right? It's red. So one technique you could do is add a box behind that. So if we add a box, maybe I want to make it white, and I could add, and then I would just basically size that up. Boom. And then I would change it, put it on the back layer. Now it stands out. And then to add a little bit more dimension, I can take that, copy that. Now we'll add another text layer and make it black. See where I'm going with this? And to add that, now I gotta get everything to size up properly. And I can get it just like that, and I can send that to the back. Oop, too far back. So I gotta send this one back further. All right, so now you can see I kind of created that little bit of a effect to make the text pop. So if you add shadows to your text, it makes it pop off the page. Now you notice like the white box doesn't really give a good effect anymore. So I can add another box, make it black, and give me a shadow effect. So that's how you cheat this thing a little bit. I'll send that to the back. All right. So I could do stuff like that. And then what I did, I added some emojis. So people love this. They love the little smiley faces, you know, with the thumbs up and stuff like that. So now it looks like I'm crying. I could put that over my face, laughing or crying, whatever. I can spin that guy. And then I can add another shape. So maybe I'll put an arrow. And I want to add an arrow. red arrow, I'm going to point that to my mower back there to let people know it's about a mower. Or I messed up mowing the lawn or something, you know. And that's basically it. Oh, and then the other thing I did, I added another shape. So I add this shape, and that allows me to put the rectangle around the border, like that. And I'm just doing it quick, but you can see. So there we go. So now I'm just not just taking a random picture and just tossing it up, and I actually took a little moment to actually put something of character. And then what I could do, let's see, last thing I would do, maybe add one more box and make it black. And add that to the screen. And then what I could do is maybe make that go off the page, kind of give it like an abstract look. Oops. So anything that you do in your graphics that gives it layers, that kind of helps. As you notice, I got to bring this back to the front. So I mean, it's just rough. All right, so I did that in TubeBuddy, and then I can hit continue, and then I can add that to that video. But I'm not going to do that. And then the last thing I would do is over to my good and faithful tool, Photoshop. I got my screen set up differently right now. All right, so if I open up Photoshop, I can open up a recent thumbnail. I'll open up the TubeBuddy one. How about that? All right. Let me move myself up here out of the way. All right, so you're looking at my TubeBuddy screen. And what I did here was I've got different layers and stuff of text. So if I were to scroll this over, all right, so what I did here, I actually have myself right there. And to get that outline, you basically have to, you know, trim yourself out. So this was an image, you know, that shape, and I trimmed myself out, had a transparent background. And then what you do is called stroke. So if I were to go over to myself here, so if I hide that layer, that's me right there. And then if I go to right click and I do blending options, I'm struggling with real estate right now. Try it again. I will right click, do blending options, and now I can change the stroke. Right now it's on 5, so if I were to make that bigger, see how that's all you're doing with the stroke. And that's how people are getting that halo effect that you see a lot now. And I think I have like a little bit of outer glow to kind of, so it's not so edgy. So I put a little bit of that on it, kind of blur it a little bit. So that's how that's done. And that's the same effect that I use on the text. So if I were to go to this text here, the #1 tool, where's that layer? Right there. So I'm on that layer, if I hide it, that's it. Same concept. Right click, blending options, stroke, and you can play around with that. So some of mine I make it really, really big, you know, I can just make it a very light pencil outline. So it all depends on how well this is going to render. So I can do something like that. And then what you want to do is test. So if I go to the very bottom, I'm basically changing my zoom. I can probably do it here too. So if I zoom out, that's at 66%. That's at 50%. If I keep zooming out, so that's 25%. And so that's basically roughly the size of my thumbnail. If you were to look at it in YouTube with that's about 16% that you would see, you know, and that easily, everything is legible. So you want to make sure your font sizes are not so small that you can't read them when it's a small thumbnail. You want everything to stand out. Let's go back to 60%. Here I use a gradient. It's called a gradient effect. And I'm not going to do a full web design or graphics design class for you, but I just wanted to show you. That's a gradient effect. I got two colors on top of that. It goes from like a yellow to a red. It gives it that orange glow. And then here to YouTube, you notice there's a little bit of texture, so I put a little texture on that. Again, you do your blending options. Do the blending options, and then you can go down to inner glow. I can play with that. Contour, emboss, texture. That's where I got the texture at. And then I drew a rectangle around it. So that's how you do it in Photoshop. But as you can see, you can really polish your thumbnails up in Photoshop more than you will be able to do with just Canva. Canva's free. Photoshop is paid. TubeBuddy, you know, you could go to that next level as well. And this is formatted. You know, my template is already formatted, so I created a template. And yeah, so this is what I do to create all my thumbnails. I'll just grab an old one, save it as a new file, open it back up, and go to work. And I can really play around with it. You know, if I had some pictures in there, I can do some color gradients and things like that. Like I'll show you. I keep two pictures of myself, so I got one from this angle and this angle. I basically just mirror that. So if I flip this over, if I have that picture up, make sure I'm the right one. I could actually go in that and do some effects. So if I want to play with the curves, see, I can start playing with color curves and brightness and really make stuff pop and glow. So many things you can do that you just can't do with those other tools. So guys, I hope this was of value to you. It's just, again, I'm just showing you stuff that I do. And when I first started my YouTube channel, you know, that's how I started. I started with Canva. And one of my videos, I didn't even do anything. It was just a regular picture. So it all depends. If you have a big following, people know your face, you don't have to do it as much. But it's one thing I learned from like a lot of the big YouTubers is try to have consistency across all your graphics, and so you start developing a brand awareness. So no matter where your thumbnail pops up, somebody shares your video on, you know, Facebook or Instagram, and that thumbnail comes up, at least the brand is consistent no matter what platform it's on. And so I grew from Canva into Canva, started doing some stuff in that, and then I grew into using TubeBuddy, then went back into faithful, tried and true Photoshop. And there's other programs out, Corel, and I think GIMP, you can use GIMP, that's a free one. There's another one called Inkscape, yeah, Inkscape. You can get that, that's a freebie. But just get in a tool that you can, you know, really invest some time in and grow in that tool. And that way you're not bouncing around trying to learn commands, all these different programs and applications. So hopefully this helped you out. And again, I'm just sharing the stuff I already do. I'm not making this stuff up just to show you. I'm just sharing stuff that I do in my business and my channel, and hopefully it adds value to what you do. If you like this content, comment below. Please subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel, and give me some feedback if this is helpful, or if it's not, or if you want to see something else, let me know, and I'll do my best to solve your problems or help you out and point you in the right direction. Guys, I'm going to sign off. I think it's time to do a workout. Shot about 5 or 6 videos straight, so I can't wait for you to get to see those. But this is the last one for today. I'm gonna get my workout on and take a break. So you guys have a great day, and see you at the top. Peace out.